I'm a Nintendo fan, that's probably pretty obvious. I just love most of the franchises and will probably do that till I die, but the company itself, well. I grew up with Nintendo and Sony consoles, but Nintendo always felt a bit closer because they had the same people in charge for most of my life. Everyone knows Miyamoto, Reggie, and Iwata, but how many people know the people who are or were in charge of Sony or Microsoft throughout time? Especially the silly skits in Nintendo Directs always help to make Nintendo look like a fun company. But in the end, it's still a company, and companies will never be your friend, regardless of how much you love it. They want your money, and that's what counts. And sadly, I gave my money to Nintendo for a game that I regret ever giving them money for: Mario Strikers Battle League. Yep, I am one of those suckers that bought it at release and thought, yippee, finally a new Mario football game. I waited for this since the Wii days. On the GameCube, Mario Smash Football was one of my favorite games. I'm a big football fan, so I always like playing football games too sometimes. A bit of FIFA there, but mostly Pro Evolution Soccer, the real king of football games, at least back in the day. Sadly, with the jump to the next generation, that series turned to poop and FIFA took over with its online casino football games. Luckily, around that time, I also stopped caring about football much and just became a full-on weeb that just watched anime all day or played video games instead, but still going out to the Bolzplatz, the German word for those tiny football pitches that destroy your knees if you fall on them, to play football with friends every once in a while to get that fresh air that your parents always told you to get, or else you wouldn't be allowed to play video games after all. But anyways, I was a big fan of football games, but my friends weren't. So what do? Buying Mario Smash Football, of course. So even them would like it, to play it, because we even enjoyed Mario Golf despite none of us actually liking golf. And it worked. We had lots of fun playing it because it was a game where everyone can win. In certain ways it felt unbalanced, sometimes with how much the goalie can save for one player while the other player shoots 2 times and scores 2 goals, but that's what made it fun in the classical Mario multiplayer games. Chaos all over the field and having fun, and everyone can win, most of the time. So 2 years go by and the Wii came out with Mario Strikes Charged Football close to the release of it too. Obviously I had to get it, and I got it, and it was full of gimmicks. It wasn't just a simple football game anymore. Suddenly you had to charge the ball up with passes before you could shoot it well, and all the characters had special abilities and not just the captains. I think everyone who played this game online knows how much the Dump Boo ability or Dry Bones ability to port around was. You could just teleport a certain distance and you could teleport yourself right into the goal. People abused the heck out of it and it made the online mode so much unfun. Everyone just playing the most meta stuff and you would barely get a normal match with no cheese involved. It sucked the whole fun out of it, but a friend and me still like to grind it online together to climb to rank 1 each week, since they reset it after each week. It wasn't bad, but it was also not great either. It was just acceptable and way too much cheesy strategies involved, and it wasn't, simple anymore. That's what I liked about the first one so much. So another year goes by, and another, and many more, and finally, February 2022, suddenly, a new Mario Smash Football, a new Wii Sports, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, wowzers, what a great direct. Too bad 2 of those games turned out to be pretty big disappointments, but Mario Strikers Battle League was more disappointing than Switch Sports, and that says a lot. I saw the reviews before that said the content is lacking, but content was never something I needed myself in Mario football games. What I wanted was just good gameplay that's fun, and I have to say, it delivered in the gameplay department. It went back to a more simple approach with some added layers like being able to tackle your own teammates and being able to control your passes better, etc. And there's gear to change the characters to your liking too a little bit. So since I don't care about the single player stuff, the thing that needed to be great was the online system, and nope, it's the worst online system Nintendo maybe has ever done. Worse than the average one. They somehow made it even worse than the Wii one. The online ranking system is a joke, a big joke. Ranked play only exists if you join a club or make your own. Obviously I made my own because I can name it, design my kits, change the stadium, etc. But you get heavily punished for it. Instead of being able to choose from all the characters before each match, you get a bunch of random ones you have to pick from. You can't set up the team you always want to play. You can only do that if you're in a club with many people. It's just so dumb that it blows my mind. Why? Who thought of this? Why not fix this after people complained about it? Why do I have to suffer despite being the lonely loser who just wants to play instead of wanting to join a big club just so I can always pick my favorite characters? In quick play you can pick anything you want, but quick play is just quick play. I want to see my rank go up, or else things feel like a waste of time if I don't play with friends. I like playing for fun in online games when I play with friends, but when I'm solo, I like to grind and climb the ranks to get better and have fun by myself, which I do quite a lot if you get what I mean. I'm sorry, my brain forced me to say this. Also, you can't just play ranked whenever you want, only when the season is currently ongoing and they go a couple of days, so you can only earn points when you play during that time. And then boom, season's over and there's nothing for a few days till the next one starts. Why? Why would you ruin this online mode so much? Obviously something like that will kill your game when people can only compete at specific times for points. Most people don't want to game online without seeing an increase in their rank. It's like online 101. I have zero idea how they dropped the ball so hard on this. Maintaining a healthy player base is the most important part in an online game, but this game was pretty much almost dead on arrival. Even just a few weeks after release, it took a bit to find an opponent, and most of the time you would just have to play the same person like 2 or 3 times in a row before the game would find a new person to play against. Eventually they patched the rank like that in, but at that point it was already too late. Aside from that, they changed nothing about the online system, which is just a big shame. Also, there's like tons of hardcore grinders who have like 300 wins in a season already, and you sit there with maybe like 3 wins, because there's like almost no normal person playing it anymore. Either it's a guy who used his full free time for it, or someone who just wanted to jump online for a quick match because he got this game for Christmas or his birthday. I'm a friendless loser nowadays, so I need a working online mode. It hurts because the actual gameplay is so much fun. If Boom Boom wouldn't exist, he has to be the worst goalkeeper of all time. I hate everything about modern Boom Boom and nobody can defend him. Have you ever seen a Boom Boom fan? I have not, and neither have you. If you tell me you're a fan of him or you know someone who is a fan of him, I won't believe you, because my brain can't wrap itself around the idea of people actually liking this creature. If there's only one Boom Boom fan in the world, it must be Miyamoto himself. Boom Boom in Mario Bros. 3, sure, that was okay, except for the fact that they recycled him in every tower, but nowadays, why did they have to bring him back? Oh yeah, because they don't know how to create cool other mini-bosses, so instead of trying, they can just copy and paste the Boom Boom into every mini-boss arena, so the whole game is full of them because they ran out of creativity a long time ago, and they just keep on coming. Every Mario game has this dumb looking dude nowadays. I'm also a big hater of the Koopalings, but I can stomach those at least. You know, they're different, they change sometimes, but Boom Boom activates my hater mode, especially in this game. In the other Mario football games, you got Critter, this cool ass crocodile who is dripped out of the maximum amount of drip that you can have, but here you get this big freak that's bald. You would think he does his job right with those big hands, but nope, he doesn't. I'm 5'2", and I always had to be the goalie when we played football, and I enjoyed it because we played on smaller goals, right? Like in a big goal, I would not save anything because I'm a manlet, just like Boom Boom does. So even for a shorty like me, it was possible to save crazy shots with my cat-like reflexes on small goals. Boom Boom can't do that, but Boom Boom can't do shit. He could block goals simply by staying in the goal like an ice hockey goalie, but nope, he has to do this stupid whirlwind animation to impress the ladies or other dumb shit and let any shot in. Oh, look at me, I'm Boom Boom and I simply have to just hold the ball, but instead I will try to slap it and it goes right into the goal. Fuck off, Boom Boom. Even the low-rated keepers in FIFA are better. I already hated Boom Boom before this game, but he put himself into my top spot of things I hate. I'm not a very hateful person, you know, because love trumps hate in the end, but not with Boom Boom. Boom Boom could save my life and I would still wish for him to suffer a slow and painful death whenever Mario stomps on his head. I don't get mad at games normally, and that comes from someone who played League of Legends for 10 years without ever getting banned a single time. I deserve a medal for that, but playing this game broke me with how terrible Boom Boom is. Critter had his moments too sometimes, but Boom Boom is on another level. Combine that with the bad online system and the updates only being a few new uncool characters instead of being like cool events and maybe some better characters. Obviously, characters that's subjective, blah blah, would have went a long way. It's so in line with the other sports games, so I hope these heroes won't be killed again for such a long amount of time, but it will be hard to gain the trust of the customers again after this one. Or maybe not, since some people will buy anything. And I'm to blame too, I at least for this one, I bought this one, but you know, There we have it, my biggest Nintendo disappointment. I never got let down as much as this one by Nintendo, and that's kinda crazy. Even the dreaded Paper Mario sticker star doesn't hold a candle to this, or maybe actually that's the bigger disappointment. I know how you feel though, Paper Mario fans. Maybe you can tell me your own biggest Nintendo disappointment in the comments if you want to, and also give the video a like if you liked it. But maybe you liked the game, so you won't give it a thumbs up, and that's fine too. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we can see each other next time maybe. Have a good one, have a good night, or morning, depending on where you live.